the customer acquisition cost is therefore so high that there's no longer a relationship between the amount the customer's paying and for the product and the actual service they're receiving. It's not reflective of the service, it's reflective of how much it costs them to acquire that customer.
Yeah.
And I think that's fundamentally where it's broken is, and then you've got to strip it back from there and say, so if we did want to grow quickly, what makes a customer buy? And Reuters did a big study on this, and they found that customers care about two things. They care about price and they care about cover. I don't think anyone's going to be surprised by that. They care about get the right cover and what's the least amount of money I can possibly pay for it. Now, cover, sort of not really in our control as brokers. It's what's available in the market, what insurers are willing to give, and the price they're willing to put on it. And that's the other point is the price they're willing to put on it, the net price. What is the insurer willing to write it at? We can't control that beyond a certain point, because if I go and get you an amazing price, the insurer's obliged to give the exact same price to every other broker that goes to them.
Yep.
So unless I've got access to a market or a product that someone else doesn't, I'm stuck. And I think that's the challenge you've got, is you need to then take that product to the customer and sell it to them. So the point being, the only thing you can therefore change is what you take in terms of your remuneration as a broker.
Yeah.
That's the only bit you've really got control of, the service you provide and the remuneration you take. Now, the service is going to be, let's be honest, it's much of a muchness from one broker to another. I don't think there's vast differences. Not that would be wildly noticeable by the customer, for the average customer. Particularly those who don't have claims, for example, claims-free customers who don't speak to their broker in between renewals or change their policy a lot. So I think we looked at it and said, well, how can we bring the price down? How can we bring what we need to take down so that it's more palatable for the customer? The only way you can do that is to become more efficient. And in our opinion, the only way that you can become more efficient is to leverage every single possible technology you can consider and really understand the process and understand where you're wasting time, where you're wasting resource, where you're not adding value, where all the kind of leakage is in that transaction, and point tech at it to resolve it. I am Ed Halsey of Challenger Broker Hubb, and this is the future of insurance.